Hello everyone, and welcome back to another one-man stream Q&A. Today's question comes from Jubecho TV, and he sent in a question and he said, can you make a tutorial for a news LowerThird? So that's what we're going to do today on this version of One Man Stream Q&A. We're going to make a newsroom LowerThird, and as always, I'm going to take you over to vMix GT Title Designer, and I'm going to show you how we do this step by step. So this is the graphic that we're going to design today, and it's actually pretty straightforward. It won't take us very long to do it, and it does have some animation in it, so I'll go ahead and put that into motion for you. And one more time. So we have several different fields here. Right here is where the news would be inputted, where it says breaking news. Up here to the upper right, we have the live that shows that the show is live and in progress. And then over here to the left, we have the whatever TV network's information is right here. Just for example, I use News 25. But before we get started today, if you have a moment, I would really appreciate it if you'd stop by our website, which is onemanstream.com. That's where we have the graphics that we've made throughout this tutorial series, along with the vMix UTC controllers as well. And I am happy to say that it is an all new and improved site now. I migrated it to a different provider, and it's going to be a lot more user-friendly and a lot more easily to access the information and to immediately download the graphics that you purchase. I do want to thank everyone who has purchased graphics from the online store. I really do appreciate it, and it does help out. So to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to start in GT Title Designer. Like I've done in so many of the previous tutorials, I'm going to shut down a lot of this information here, and the way that you do that is where you see the eyeball that's visible. If you click it, it's going to make that particular element invisible, or it's going to make it go away for the time being. Okay, so this is what we're going to start with, and this is just a white rectangle. And all I did was drag out a rectangle, and then I'm going to go up here under effects, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a skew, and the skew on these ends turns out to be 30. So we're going to go ahead and put that in as well, and we have some animation on this, so let's go ahead and click on the white triangle and go up here under the animation, and you can see what we do is we have a reveal with a 0 delay, which means it comes in immediately, and then it has a duration of 1/4 of a second, but we have it coming in from the bottom left-hand corner. So let's go ahead and add that animation to this as well. So we're going to click on the rectangle we just made. We're going to go to animations. We're going to click reveal. Then we're going to have no delay, and we're going to have it play out over 1/4 of a second, so 0.25. We're going to have it come from the bottom left-hand corner. And let's go ahead and do this. Let's go back to where it says home. We're going to go to fill color, and we're going to make it white like the other one. So let's go ahead and click this now, and you can see that they're both doing the same animation. So let's bring this down just a little bit. The next thing that we're going to do is this gray rectangle. So let's go ahead and turn this on. And it's actually a bluish gray rectangle, but we can change that. Let's just go ahead and call this blue gray. And you can see where that changed it. So we're going to go ahead, the way that I do this is so that my rectangles are going to be the same. I'm going to click on the one we just made, which says rectangle 1, and then I'm going to click copy, and then I'm going to click paste, and we actually have a rectangle on top of this. Rectangle 2. So we're going to go up here now. You see where rectangle 1 changed to rectangle 2. So we're going to go up here to under home, and we're going to change this one to that bluish color. And then we need to add some animation to this as well. So let's go down to this one and see what our animation was. So we have a little bit of a delay. We're going to let that white rectangle play out first. And then we're going to bring this rectangle in with the same duration. It's 1/4 of a second, except this one is coming from the top right corner. So let's go ahead and add that in. So we're going to go under animations. We saw we had a delay of 0.25, and again, that was so the white rectangle can play out. The duration is going to be 0.25, and then we're going to bring it in from the opposite corner. So let's go ahead and play those out now. And you can see those are doing the same thing. And the motion just adds a little bit of pizzazz to the graphic. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do this right here where it says color rectangle big. And that's this right here. So the way that we made this one, we're going to click on this, rectangle 2, we're going to copy, and then we're going to paste. And you saw where rectangle 2 changed to rectangle 3. We're going to make this one just a little bit smaller. Going to bring it over right here, and then we're going to go to Home. Under Fill Color, we're going to go to Gradient. And we've done this several times in other tutorials, but we're going to add several stops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Added 5 additional stops in there. So let's go ahead and space these out a little bit. This one right here, we're going to add, this is where we're going to add in our gray color. Let's go ahead and add this one, gray color, in right there. This one right here, we're going to add the gray color as well. So let's go ahead and add that in. And then this one right here in the middle, we're also going to add in a gray color. And then you're going to see right here on the bottom, which I think is going to correspond to this one right here. It's a little bit darker blue. So let's go ahead and pull in a little bit darker blue. Take this one right here and then hit apply. And it looks like, well, it's similar, but let's go ahead and take this one out. And we're going to go ahead and make this one the same color as this one right here. So I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to click on the gray. I'm going to get rid of the gray hexadecimal. Then I'm going to right click and paste and bring in that blue one and click apply. And then you can see where that looks pretty similar. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to change that blue a little bit because it's blending in too much with the background. So let's go back up here under gradient and select that again. We're going to make these blues a little bit bluer. There we go. So we're going to go with this. So we're going to copy that. And then on all these, we're going to paste it in. And I'm not liking the way that that's looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out one of those stops that I had. I'm going to take out this stop right here and space that a little bit. We can live with that right there. So that's how we made this portion right here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the color rectangle small, which is this one right here. And you can see where we had a little gap right here so the background can show through. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click and copy, and we're going to right click and paste. And now rectangle 3 changed to rectangle 4. So let's go ahead and make this one smaller, and we're going to bring it over here. As I've showed you before, if you click on the menu bar, then you can use your arrow keys and you can find adjust your component. So we're going to go ahead and bring it over here. And then let's go down here and take a look at the animations that we had built into this. So we're going to click on the color rectangle big, go under animations. You can see where we have a half-second delay and a 1/4 second duration. Again, we are using the reveal and we have it coming from the left. So let's incorporate that to the rectangle we just built. Animations, 1/2 second delay, reveal, and the reveal is coming from the left. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. And it's pretty much mimicking what we had in our original one. So let's go over here to the small color rectangle, take a look at its animation, And it's identical. It's exactly the same. Half a second delay, a quarter of a second duration, and then it's also coming in from the left. So let's incorporate that here. So go under Animations, Reveal, half a second delay, a quarter of a second duration, and it's coming from the left side. So let's play that out now. And they're identical. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the black upper rectangle. And that's this one right here. So when I made that, that was very simple. I came up here and I clicked on the rectangle. I pulled me out a little rectangle, and then I went ahead and made sure it had the same skew. So back under Effects, we're going to skew it 30. We're going to change that background color to a gradient. And then we're going to add in about 3 stops. And I love to do this. I love to use these different colors of gray. And so that's what we're going to do for this one as well. We're going to click on this, click on the 3 buttons. We're going to come here to this darker shade of gray. And we're going to put that on both endpoints. And then the next 2 closer in, we're going to make this the little bit darker, a little bit lighter shade of gray. And then the one in the middle, we're going to make the lightest shade of gray that we have right here in our palette. And we're going to click OK. Let's apply it and then click OK. And you can see how it gives that 3D effect. And that's what we're looking for. It kind of makes it look like it's a rounded surface instead of a flat surface, and that's definitely what we're looking for. So let's see the type of animation we have with this one. Let's go under Animations. We have a reveal from the bottom because we want it to come up from behind our main graphic, and we have a delay of 0.75, and then we have a duration of 0.5, so it plays out just a little bit slower. So let's go ahead and add that. Delay of 0.75, a duration of 0.5, and then coming up from the bottom. Reveal. 0.75, that allows the other elements to play out before we come to this one. Duration of 0.5, and then we have it coming up from the bottom. So let's go ahead and click on our menu bar and then use our arrows, and let's position this where we want it. Now if you look right now, you can see that the rectangle is above, the rectangle 5 is above our colored rectangle here, and we can easily fix that by just pulling this down in our list a little bit, and you can see now it's behind it. So let's go ahead and play out the graphic. So what I did here is on rectangle 5, I copied and then I pasted. And I liked how it has this darker edge there. So what I'm going to do when I bring it down here, I'm actually, again, I clicked on the menu bar and I'm going to position it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this 180 degrees. I'm going to come over here under Format and make sure I have it exactly 180, which I do now. So let's go ahead and put the animation in action. All right, so this is we've already got through the toughest part of this tutorial. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is we're just going to add some text. So let's go ahead and put in the live right here. And we're going to click the ABC. We're going to draw us out a box. And then we're going to come up to here where it says Home. We're going to position it in the middle left to right. We're going to position it in the middle up and down. And then we are going to make the fill color white. So let's go ahead and choose our font now. The font that I've used, I believe, was this one right here, Gill Sans MT, and then because it kind of looks like a newsroom font, what I did is I made it extra bold, and then I just tapped in here and I typed in live. Now the only thing left to do is I also put it italics so that it would be skewed. So let's click the italics button, and there we go. All right, I got a little bit confused there for just a second. I've got everything where it belongs now. I actually had put one of the new elements over top of one of our old elements, so I had things fouled up there for just a second. So now let's go ahead and play out the animation and see what it looks like. And you can see on our original graphic that the live doesn't come in until after everything's played out, and then it reveals itself from the right side. So let's go ahead and add that animation to our new one as well. So we have a delay of 1.25, a direction of 0.5, and we have that coming in from the right. So 1.25 and 0.5. And again, the direction is from the right. So let's go ahead and set everything in motion again. One more time. And we're almost finished. Let's go ahead and bring in that big text block right now. So that big text block is this one right here that says breaking news text. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in. So I need to click on the ABC. And we're going to go under home. We're going to put it in the middle, left to right, middle up and down. We're going to change the text to white. And we're going to use that same font that we used. Let's go back and make it extra bold. We're going to make it italics as well. And then let's bump it up a little bit in size. And then we'll just type in here breaking news. And that looks a little bit big. So let's go back and take the font size down a little bit. I can't remember exactly what I used, but let's look at 60. Nope, it looks like 72 is going to be our sweet spot. And then we also make sure I've got that italic, and we do. So let's see the animation for this. We wait a second and a half, we bring it in with a duration of 0.5, but this time instead of using reveal, we're going to use a zoom effect. So 1.5 and 0.5. And let's play that out. Okay, then the last thing, or the last two components that we're going to put in, is we're going to put in the news, and then the station number and the news text. So first of all, let's just go ahead and bring in this number right here, station number. So I just click the ABC box. I make us a box so. We're going to position it in the middle, left to right, and the middle up and down. We're going to go back to that same font. Going to make it extra bold. Going to make that fill color white. And let me type in the number 25 here. And let's up the text size a little bit. We'll make it 60. Did I make that italics? Let's take a look. Extra bold italics, yep. So let's go ahead and make this one italics as well. Okay, then we're going to have to make this little white rectangle right here. So again, we click the rectangle button. We're going to put that same skew in, which was 30. And we're going to do a gradient here, but we're going to do a white gradient. So let's go under Home, under Fill Color, we're going to click Gradient. We're going to bring us in 2 stops. We're going to make these 2 middle ones plain white. And then these endpoints, I kind of made my own color, and it's this one right here, and it's a little bit of a darker shade of white, an off-white, so to speak. And in order to get the edge that I want, I'm actually going to have to bring in a couple more stops. Let's add a stop here, but we're going to bring it all the way down here at the end, and then add another stop, and we're going to scoot this one this way. And these 2 endpoints, we're actually going to make this transparent. And that's what's going to give me that fade look that I have in the original. So we're going to take the opacity or the alpha all the way down, click Apply. There we go. And now you can see where I got that faded edge look like I had on the original. So now the only thing left to do is to bring in the news text. So we're going to click the ABC again, make us a text box, and let's do our centering again. Select our font, and we're going to leave this one black. And we're just going to type in news, and we did not italicize this one. So the last thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get in the animations for these last elements. So let's play it out. All right, so let's look at this one right here. The animation, we have this as a 1.5 second delay, a 1/2 second duration, and again a zoom. And with a zoom, we don't put a direction because it's just coming from the back forward. So let's go ahead and add that here. 1.5 second delay and a 1/2 second duration. Zoom. The same thing for the for rectangle 7. And then we're going to have to do the same thing for the number. Oh, let's see what we did. We did do a zoom and we did the same duration. So I just want to make sure. 1.5 seconds and a 1/2 second duration. So let's go ahead and play this all out. And there you go. Those are pretty much identical. That's going to conclude our tutorial today. It was another one-man stream Q&A where we took the request to build a newsroom lower third. Just by using the techniques that I showed you, you can make many, many different versions of these graphics here. If you like what we're doing here at One Man Stream, please give us a thumbs up and a like. If you have a moment, if you can stop by our website, onemanstream.com, that's where we have our new and improved online shop. And we also, I just added in some One Man Stream merchandise. I have some t-shirts that I had made, and if you're interested, you can purchase one of these at onemanstream.com as well. That's the front of the shirt, and then on the back it has that snazzy One Man Stream logo. I have 4 different colors of this shirt, and it's a limited edition shirt, so I don't have a whole lot of any of them, but I have a light gray, a blue, and a red, and they all have the white screen printing on it. So if you're interested in one of those, please stop by onemanstream.com and purchase one of those from the online store. Make sure that you do subscribe so that you'll be alerted as soon as new videos are posted, and as always, thank you so much.